Brother.
Mike.
That's every day, right, Laura?
And we're going, calm them down.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Board of School Trustees. It's a ratification public meeting and our regular meeting for Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, here in the Pamela Smith Boardroom. We'll start with our ratification public meeting. We'll open it up and turn it over to Dr. Brown.
Okay, as you know, school corporations are required to give an overview of the changes to their teacher contract before it's ratified. Once again, I'd like to thank MTA, Mandy Hillcroft, the president, and the negotiations team for being so outstanding to work with. We greatly appreciate it. To summarize the contract changes, the salary schedule will increase across the board by $1,500. All returning teachers will take a step on the salary schedule. Teacher with a bachelor's of $600, or teachers with a bachelor's will increase an additional $600 in their column, and teachers with a master's degree will increase an additional $900 in their column. Teachers with a bachelor in 10 years will increase $1,600, and teachers with a master's in 10 years will increase $2,100 in their step. Teachers at the top of the scale will receive a step in the amount of $600 if they're in the bachelor's column and $900 in the master's column. Additionally, a teacher in the corporation with the literacy endorsement on the Indiana teaching license will receive a $200 increase to their base salary one time. A teacher who anticipates earning a literacy endorsement on their Indiana teaching license, which would qualify them for this one-time $200 salary increase, should note the following. If the endorsement is completed by August 1 and verification is received by the Human Resources Department by August 30, the teacher's salary will be adjusted according to the contract for that school year. For the 25-26 school year only, notification of the literacy endorsement credentials must be received by the Human Resources Department by November 15, 2025, for the staff salary to be adjusted accordingly. Health insurance, the increase to the cost of premiums is anticipated to be 2.25%. The corporation will pick up the cost of the premium increases. Stipends, a one-time loyalty retention stipend of $1,200 will be given to all returning teachers who were employed by the corporation on January 1, 2025, and are still employed by the corporation on November 15, 2025. The new hire salary schedule cleanup. A new level 21 will be added to the new hire salary schedule. The 20 plus at the top of the new hire schedule, which states plus 2250, will be removed because the district establishes a new hire salaries based upon mirroring the new hires of current staff with the same degree and years of experience. Additionally, a state of emergency leave was added. In the event a state of emergency is declared, the superintendent or their designee may grant affected employees paid leave for the duration necessary to ensure the employee's safe return to work. Such leave may be provided until the state of emergency has been lifted. As you know, we had that last spring with the flooding. Bereavement leave language. Each member of the unit may be absent from work with pay for a period extending not more than 5 school days per occurrence after the death of a member of the immediate family. The 5 school days must be used within 30 calendar days following the date of the death, unless otherwise approved by the superintendent. The immediate family definition will be updated to include children lost through miscarriage and stillbirth. Sick leave bank updates. The following language changes will be made to the sick leave bank. The voluntary sick bank can be used for bargaining and unit employees who are absent from assigned duty due to illness of themselves, their parents, spouse, or children. One of the conditions a member may be granted days from the sick bank includes submitting FMLA paperwork. In the event more than 185 aggregate days in any one school year are requested, the association can petition the superintendent for consideration of any extenuating circumstances to surpass the 185-day cap per the given school year only. All decisions of the sick bank are final and shall not be grievable. ECAs for informational purposes. The German Club was removed from the ECA. The following positions were added to the ECA. Dramatics Junior High Fall Assistant Supervisor, up to 2 positions for $300. Dramatics Junior High Spring Assistant Supervisor, up to 2 positions, $300. PLC Leaders, $300 up to $50. And that's all we have.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. We have any public comments? No. Okay, seeing no public comments. 25-103 is the approval of the collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Teachers Association. Dr. Brown.
I recommend the board approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Teachers Association as presented.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Teachers Association.
I'll make a motion, we approve 25-103.
Thank you, Mr. Scott, and a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jody. With a motion to approve in a second, is there any discussion? I'd just like to thank everyone for their hard work. We started out the school year with kind of some bleak information with regards to potential raises, but Dr. Brown and her staff has worked very hard to cut corners. Fortunately, our enrollment went up, and with a lot of hard work, we were very, I think, forthright with what we had to offer, and it's worked out very well. We appreciate our teachers and our staff and all the hard work they do, and we want to do the very best we can for them. So all the effort's been put into that. We thank you. Yeah, thank you. Any other comments from the board? Okay. All in favor of 25-103 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-103 is approved. We will adjourn the public meeting or adjourn the ratification and move on to the public meeting. If everybody would please join me now to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now it's our honor to invite our principal, Mr. Trent Whaley from Lady Milton, and his staff here tonight. We appreciate you all being here and looking forward to your presentation.
All righty, thank you. I am not one to brag much, but when it comes to having the opportunity to talk about our school, our students, and our staff, I will gladly brag about our school. So thank you for giving us this opportunity to share what's going on at Lydia Middleton and our celebrations and successes and what we plan to work on the rest of this year and in the future. Do I need to do something, Seth, to this?
Yeah, you can just click that.
Okay, thank you. Whoops, I don't think I need to share it. Wrong button. There we go. Perfect. So we'll start with celebrations. One of the things that we were very proud about last year in our school improvement team of staff members came together to apply for the Friendly Schools distinction from the state of Indiana. What that entailed was sending out a survey to our families, our staff, all the stakeholders, just to get feedback on how our community relations are with our families. So we were able to get that honor last school year, and so we are very excited to post that piece of paper in our entrance. So a lot of cool things going on, and it was great to get a lot of positive feedback from our families. One of the things that last month or so we've been working hard to actually put together was our sensory rooftop garden. Catherine Lasso, a member of our social services team, had the idea to, we have this space upstairs, this outside space. How could we utilize that to its max capacity? So she applied for a grant from the Community Foundation, and we were awarded $4,500. And I'll share some pictures with you here on the next slide. But we wanted to include kind of a nature theme, being outside. We've got artificial turf and little spots for students to sit out there. Teachers can take their classes. And then we have some sensory features that I'll show you here on the next slide. So we really appreciate the Community Foundation for allowing us to put this space together. We've already had some classes and some students out on the rooftop to enjoy that space. And I know in the spring when it gets warmer, it'll be a hit. So we're really excited about this space. And if you can see, I'll talk about our social groups that we have, but we have yoga mats out there, and it's a really cool thing to utilize that space to its capacity. Another celebration that we have is we're really proud of our retention of students. And what I mean is we have a long history of our students enjoying Lydia Middleton, enjoying coming to school, families that value our programs and all the hard work that our staff puts in. And you can really tell when you walk through the building, just the excitement, the warm feeling that our staff and students pour into each day. And so I wanted to point out that between this school year and last school year we had pre-K through fourth grade, we were at 322. And this year we are sitting at 348, so pre-K through fourth grade. And I'll share some specific stories in a little bit about how we're proud of our school. One of the things that we are super excited about, and we appreciate Jay Roney's partnership on this, is a total redesign of our side playground. If you're familiar with our side playground now, there's a lot of concrete, some grass, and like 2 swings. Jay Roney and a team here at the district office applied for a grant through the Bethany Foundation, and we were able to receive that. And I know some other schools in the district are as well. But this was something that was much needed. We've been talking about it for a few years now, and we are so excited that this is going to happen. So this spring, around spring break, we are set to start the demo and create this space for our students. So we're super excited. And these are the drafts of what we are going to get. Things could change, but we're really excited for the opportunities that we're going to be able to give to our students. And one of the components that we really enjoy is that this is going to be a community space. So no longer are the gates going to be locked. They're broken anyways. We can't lock them if we wanted to, which is fine. But we're really excited that the community will be able to use this space. So it's going to be a great thing for downtown. Another thing that I want to celebrate, and Missy Perry, our literacy coach, will dive into this a little more. Our teachers have really gotten into co-teaching and working with our literacy coach, our STEM coach. And I am proud to say that as of this point in our school year, 100% of our K through 3 teachers have participated in a co-teaching cycle. And this is where, they do some planning, they look at data, what's coming up, how can we make our teaching intentional and really amp up our student learning in our classrooms. All right. This is something we're mighty proud about, and we will put this out there every chance we get. We had a success last year with our iRead, 100% pass rate, and I also included the last 3 years. So steadily we have increased our iRead scores. The 23, 24, 25 school years, the last 2 years, we were a part of the Indiana Literacy Cadre. We're still a part through Marian University. And the state says that by 2027, that we should be at 95% pass rate, and we are doing our best. We're there. So we want to keep building on that momentum. And what I like about this picture, and I promise it is not staged, okay? I was walking around the building just doing my rounds that I do, and I happened to peek in on my third grade team and literacy coach. And what were they doing? They were looking at data, they were planning, talking about kids and how we can keep improving everything that we're doing. So my third grade team is here tonight and my literacy coach, and I am just so proud of the work that we're doing and the success that we have. And it's in part to you all and our students. So we are going to keep that ball rolling. We have really zeroed in on our mission as a district. And so I divided my presentation focusing on our mission of the district and how we're supporting that. So when we look at achievement, we are looking at improving everything we do, systems, teaching, how we can support our students, how we can support our staff, and just really trying to strengthen everything that we do. So we're continuing to focus on I read, I learn. One of our main focuses, Missy and I have had a lot of conversations this year about our Tier 1 instruction. What are all students receiving in each classroom? So we've worked with our cadre on supporting our teachers at the Tier 1 level. What are all of our students receiving and how can we improve and make sure it's aligned across the school and across the district as well. So that's been a focus of ours. We've put a lot of time and effort into our intervention model, and Missy's going to talk about that too, and third grade may touch on that. But we've really focused on our students and our data, and what are we doing to grow our students? How are we being intentional with what we're doing? Is it working? Is it not? So we've had a lot of great conversations and focus on data, how we can intervene with our students, how we can support them, and it's really exciting to see all of that work happen. Of course, we continue to focus on our partnerships, just to name a few. We talked about the Bethany Foundation with our playground project, our own Farm Stop program with the high school. I get the pleasure to be with the third grade district PLC team. So when third grade meets as a district once a month virtually, I'm the lucky administrator that gets to work with them. And the conversations I hear across the district from that third grade team and how they're focusing on kids and really digging into what we're doing from week to week. They are a fantastic group, and I can't say enough about multiple PLC teams that we have, but since I'm lucky enough to be with our third grade team across the district and hearing and seeing what's going on in each third grade classroom in all of our elementaries, it's truly remarkable. There's a lot of great work going on. So I digressed a little bit, but in our PLC in probably September, they were talking about, well, they've got a unit coming up that's money. How can we make that practical with our students? How can we bring in that real world experience? And this is all of the third grade teachers from across the district that were just kind of brainstorming. And it came about just naturally that, oh yeah, our novel study right now is Charlotte's Web. We're doing Main Idea. We're doing da-da-da-da-da. And it was really a cool kind of organic thing that happened that, well, let's pull in the Farm Stop. Why can't we send all of our third graders to the Farm Stop? And then it just kind of spiraled from there. Well, let's get a sponsor to pay for the pumpkins for our third graders. Really, I have not heard a negative thing about that day and the planning that went into that across the district. Jill Deputy, our transportation director, was like, yes, please, let's do this. Farm Stop staff were amazing. They were able to work with us. And, at first it's like, you want to do what? We're going to bring all those kids where? But John, Ashley, and everyone involved really did a wonderful job to bring that real world experience to our kids. And it tied in all the academic things, math, literacy. It was really great. So that was a great partnership that we had. We've partnered with Hanover College in the last year for college and career opportunities. We're working with Megan Welty and Hanover College to really bring that exposure of, there are possibilities in our community. What can our students gain from the opportunities that Hanover College has for our students? So it's really cool that we can bring that college and career piece through that partnership. All right, I will turn it over. So I'm going to bring Katie Burris, third grade teacher, up here. She drew the short straw out of the three, and she's going to share a little bit about the success that we have in third grade. Frog in my throat, excuse me. Katie Burris.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. As Trent said, I was lovingly nominated by my peers to chat with you all this evening. But as he said, anytime we get the opportunity to share what we're doing, we're happy to do that. So one thing that I want to talk about is how we've used our intervention model this year. We all believe that our 40 minutes of intervention time is our most precious time of the day. Things change in our schedule, but one thing that never does is our intervention time. That time is sacred for us. And during this time, we have interventionists work with students, and it's just really targeted instruction. So about a year ago, as we were starting to really prep for iRead in March, we sat down and we were thinking, how can we best utilize this time so that we are maximizing our resources, our people? So we came up with a model where it allows us to meet with we are able to have 18 groups going in this 40-minute period. So we have 3 teachers, we have 3 interventionists, we have 2 of our instructional supports, and then Amy Long, who's our special education teacher. And during this 40 minutes, we each are able to run through 2 groups of students. So that is how we are able to meet the needs of so many students in such a short period of time. And we sat down the other day and we kind of figured out that every single student in third grade is getting some type of instruction during this time. Maybe they're not meeting every single day, but 100% of students have a group or activity that they are a part of with an adult throughout the week. So it's really, I think, contributed to our growth that we are seeing, our great results in our testing, and just our overall success. We're even able to double dip our most at-risk students, or students with highest need as far as reading goes. So it really has, shown great success for us. And we're very passionate about the time that we spend during this period. So we use lots of data. Trent showed that beautiful photo of us conferencing together one day. We use Amplify, which is our testing system. Our testing system. It has great data for us. It even groups students and gives us suggested activities. We use our SENS data that Sean puts out for us. All the things, our second grade iRead reports, we'll use our checkpoint data, but we are often meeting with our interventionists outside of our MTSS meetings and really just kind of making the most of our time, because it is a small period of time, but we really want to make it useful. So that is that's our intervention time. We also have a fun project coming up where we are able to combine TBRI, STEM, ELA. We're going to do a novel study in the spring on the novel The Wild Robot. I don't know if you've ever read it. Maybe you've seen the movie. It's phenomenal, 10 out of 10. We are going to hatch ducklings this spring because the character is a robot who has to care for a gosling. So we're going with ducks, but we are really excited to bring in Michelle from a TBRI aspect to talk about families and how families are different and changes in a family. STEM, we're going to measure mass and heights and just talk about life cycles. And then obviously we're going to pull in Missy with ELA from just the novel point. So we want to do like a live cam type of a thing. So hopefully we can send out to other classrooms, parents, so they can watch the duckling process. So we're really excited about that this spring. And then as Trent mentioned, we have this beautiful rooftop garden. And in the spring, we work with the Purdue Extension and Madison Community Grocery Project. It's Laura Arico and Britt, is it Copeland? Britt Copeland. They're phenomenal people, and that opportunity, we started this last year, and I think all of our other elementary schools are doing it as well. This gives them the opportunity to see what a garden is, because I know our students, a lot of them live downtown, and they may not have ever done a garden or even had a fresh vegetable. So it's really a great opportunity for them to kind of connect with nature, if you will, but be a part of a group activity that takes time, and they have to contribute as far as watering and all the things and planting the seeds and weeding, and it's really amazing. So if you ever get the opportunity to come down to Lady Middleton, obviously check out our sensory garden upstairs, but if you come in the spring, our garden project, and maybe join us for a class because it is really cool. We celebrate, we have a picture on the screen at the end with a salad party. So they have salad with the lettuce and produce that we grow in the garden. So we kind of made this a whole thing. We talked about etiquette and manners. It was really fun. The other photos I have to share is of Amy Long, who's our special education teacher. And they're not great photos, but they're screenshots I took of a video of the day that we told this child that she passed iRead. Oh. We let Amy tell her because she's one of Amy's students. And this day probably, and I'll speak for my co-teachers too, probably for me personally, the most amazing day of my career thus far, because this was our second round of testing last year, and we had a handful of kids that needed to pass. So she was one, Amy got to tell her the news, and the look on her face was just shock, surprise, joy. We were both crying. Amy and I were both crying. And it just really goes to show that what we are doing as far as our intervention model on top of our Tier 1 instruction is working. All of the programs that we are doing, all of the outside hours that we spend sitting down to plan these groups, is totally worth it just because of that look on her face. And I'm obsessed with my children, so I have, of my personal children, I have tons of videos, but this video, I cry every single time that I watch it, just because the hard work that the student put in, accompanied with ours, definitely the coolest day. We let them call their parents on the phone as soon as we told them. So yeah, just seeing our hard work, their hard work pay off. That's why we do this. I mean, it is. It's days like that makes it, that's our why, right? To see the success, see their pride. Yeah, so it's amazing. We would love to invite y'all down to see us. Our intervention time is at 8:10, first thing in the morning. So anyway, if you have questions about this, feel free to let Trent know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Third grade. All right. One of the other highlights that I wanted to share with you is we tried something new this year. Whoa, look out. But it was really with conversations across the district about success in all of our schools and what's working. And it's something that Deputy is really used to doing. And the more that we've had conversations about the impact that it could have, we decided to do that, have our fourth grade classes rotate. And I know that that's happening across the district and other grade levels as well. But I wanted to share some of the takeaways that we had and the teachers shared with me this year with rotating. So we have 3 sections of fourth grade. And so we have a teacher that teaches science, social studies, and writing. We have a teacher that teaches literacy, reading, and then we have a teacher that teaches math. And so all of our fourth graders rotate between each of those teachers with their home room. And what we have seen and what I took was everything my fourth grade teachers told me, and I wanted to share that with you. So they feel that they are able to dig down deeper into their subject. They are able to use their strength. Mrs. Collins really enjoys math. That's her strength. So she's teaching math. So they're able to dig down deeper. We're trying to really work on bringing rigor to our Tier 1 instruction across the board. So we've had multiple conversations about how can we increase rigor and in turn impact student success, which will help with iLearn this year. So we're really excited about the things that we're seeing with this change. We may trickle down to other grade levels. We'll just see how the year goes. But one of the things, the key takeaways, we're preparing our fourth grade to go to the junior high. I mean, every grade level from pre-K up, we're preparing our students for the next, what's coming next. So with fourth grade, this has really strengthened organizational skills for the kids. They have to be organized. They have to know how to go to another teacher and learn a different way, because they essentially have 3 teachers and they all teach differently, different styles. So what better way than doing this at the elementary level to prepare them not only for junior high, but prepare them to be able to work with others that are different. So it's been great to see. We've been talking about it for 2 years, and I finally convinced our teachers to let's just try it. And I've been very pleased with how things are going. I thought at first, like, oh my gosh, this is totally different for us. Like, we're going to have to think about every single little thing differently. Like our virtual day yesterday, these teachers had to come together and figure out, okay, how many minutes are these kids going to spend with math on virtual day? They had to work out a new schedule. So there have been little things that have come up that in my principal mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do that? And these teachers are collaborating together and they're figuring it out. So we've seen a lot of cool things happen with our fourth grade team this year. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the year finishes and looking at our data and see how we're doing. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Missy Perry for our literacy cadre literacy coach, and she's going to talk about interventions and how we've drilled down across the board.
Good evening. I'm a little bit more confident now. The last time I was here, I was 3 weeks in and really didn't know what I was doing.
That's not true.
Well, as a reading coach, but anyway, so this year we've worked to align and narrow the focus on Haggerty and UFly in our classrooms. And I think aligning our arrows and having all the teachers doing that is making a world of difference, because now the kids, they go from one grade level to the next and they understand what they're doing, and that makes it that much easier for the teacher. Our Title I ISPs, they used the beginning of the year data, the BOY, and they performed a diagnostic test, which is something that digs a little bit deeper into the student to see what they know. And they took that and looked to see what would work best and how to group those students. Then they were able to start interventions within the first 3 weeks of school, which is the earliest I think we've ever started, and that's huge. This year they're utilizing ISPs, Title I ISPs, teachers, during that 40-minute block. And like third grade said, that's allowing us to meet the needs of several students during that intervention time. I put up here some intervention results. So I meet with the Title ISPs biweekly, and we go over the students' progress. We discuss if the intervention is working that they're doing. We discuss if, here's a sample chart. We put in the BOY scores, the beginning of the year scores is the top one. And then each time they progress monitor between 12 to 15 days after they've met with a student, they will enter the scores. Red meaning that's their lowest, yellow, middle, and then green is where we want them to be. Now you'll see some kids may stay in red, but you have to look at the number. That's growth. They may be at a 0 and go to an 8 and still be in red, but we're looking at the growth. We're not looking at the color necessarily, so that's what you have to look at. So we see the second one down. The boy was in yellow, yellow, red, 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 and that child has gone to a lot of green. So we see with that child, what we're doing is working. But you may see another child on down that looks like what they're doing is not working because it's red, 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 but that child went from a 9 to a 20. So what they are doing is still working, even though the color hasn't changed. So we really dive in and look, because when you just see the colors, you think, oh, that is not working. But when you dive in, we take the time, we look at the data very carefully, not just the color, we look at the numbers and just make sure that what we're doing is working. And we don't just want to look and say, oh, it's not working, the color's not changing. We look at the numbers, and that tells us more than just the color. But if we don't see growth being made, we reassess, we look at the fidelity of the program that they're using, and then we may add more skill time for the skill groups, or maybe change the number of students in the group, because they can have 3 to 5, and if that seems to be too many, we'll maybe rearrange the groups to maybe 1 to 3 in that group. Maybe they need a smaller group to work with. So we've been talking a lot about our Tier 1 students, and I assume everybody knows, but we know we shouldn't assume. So our Tier 1 are those students that really don't need an intervention per se, because their scores might have been in the green and blue. They were doing well. But you also always have those bubble kids that we don't always look at because they seem to be doing well. So you never really check them, and you just keep going. But because of that, sometimes they're slipping and you don't even realize it. So we sat together, every grade level, we looked at across all the tests, where was there a deficit together in the grade level and in the classroom. And so now the teachers are focusing on those kids in that area. Maybe it was on phonemic awareness, so they're practicing more on that. Maybe it was on blending words or something, so they're doing a little bit more of that as a whole group in the classroom, so that those kids that aren't getting an extra intervention are at least getting it in a whole in the classroom. So that's where the Tier 1 comes in. Just because they're way up here in the green or blue doesn't mean at some point they might slip. So that's why our cadre has said we need to also check our Tier 1 kids. Don't just let them slip, because as years go by, just because this kid in kindergarten looked like he was way up here doesn't mean he's going to stay there. And sometimes you miss those kids by not going back and looking and checking on them all the time. So I progress monitored some of our Tier 1 students on oral reading fluency, giving them a passage, they given a minute to read it, and we had 83% growth. So just working with those students, we're seeing what we're doing is working. coaching cycles. So these are just some of the coaching cycles I've been doing. I've been in kindergarten a lot. We have a lot of newness in kindergarten, so I've been really trying to help them get going. One of them was sequence. The students listened to Pumpkin's story on pumpkin soup. Students were able to name characters, setting, beginning, middle, and end of the story. Then we reviewed the sequence, and they were able to do a paper and put it in order. So there's just a few pictures of what we were doing in the classroom and how engaged the students were. Have done some coaching in first grade. Again, we're working a lot on fluency. So I did readers theater scripts. We went around to classrooms with some of the first graders, and then I tested them on ORF, and just practicing that expression. Just reading quickly isn't the answer. You have to put more into it, and that's what they were working on in their reading scripts. We did a unit on, I grouped with STEM with Jennifer, and we did a fables and retelling, and it was the Little Red Fort and the Little Red Hen, and then they built a Little Red Fort along with comparing the two fables. But the most recent one is My Dream Playground. This week we're doing My Dream Playground. We read the story, talked about our playground, and now they're making their own playgrounds in first grade, so that's really exciting. And now, what's really special this year, our coaches have started doing a lot of PD and getting a lot of great feedback. We have offered oral language. We have been doing a lot of U-Fly, and I think a lot of our staff have getting a lot of good things from seeing the PD and actually seeing what they're supposed to do with U-Fly, what we're supposed to do with Haggerty. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from the oral language one that we did. So we're seeing a lot of good things coming from the cadres that we've been in and being our literacy coaches, and it's doing really great things. And these are just a few pictures from our PD that we did and some of the kids and things that they did in the classrooms. The pictures tell 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job.
All right, so when we look at valuing our students, our staff, everyone, how are we growing our students and teachers? So I wanted to share just a few things quickly because I feel like we've touched on some of these points, but one of the things that I really made a priority this year is to look at our tier one, what everyone is receiving in the classroom. And we have been working, Missy and our literacy TSS, our support, to start to organize learning walks for teachers. So we've targeted our U-Fly program, and we've selected a teacher that we're going to have other teachers go into that classroom and see specific instruction, and we're going to observe, we're going to debrief, we're going to talk about best practices. And so that's something that we are currently planning, and I believe we're hoping to have that December. Yeah, so the most important thing is to share with our staff, get them in other classrooms, and so I wanted to make sure that we share best practices, put them in each other's classrooms to see the good things that are happening and how we can implement that, something going on in a first grade room that we can implement in a third grade room. So I'm really excited for this opportunity coming up. Our PLC Wednesdays, it's phenomenal. Having that time to not only have our grade levels meet in-house in our building, but also that once a month when grade levels are talking across the district, collaborating, it's been wonderful. And as you can see, there have been great things that have come from this. We have teachers that are collaborating, working together, drilling down on standards, and really aligning arrows across the district. So it's been great. It's been wonderful. I know we give Dr. Brown a hard time as administrators for all the book studies we do, but this was one thing that Dr. Brown was very adamant on, and we all bought into it, and we read several books about PLCs, but it's been great. I can't talk enough about the great things that are happening across our district. because of PLCs. I'm going to breeze through interventions because I think Missy Perry did a great job talking about interventions, and Katie Burris as well. One of the things that Missy mentioned was the PD opportunities. We're doing a lot of in-house opportunities thanks to our coaches, thanks to our curriculum and assessment team. And that's just unheard of. You know, we're not paying a lot of money to have all these like infamous, famous, speakers come in and talk to us and give us professional development. We are growing our staff. And so to have peers, have teachers be able to deliver PD to their colleagues has been huge. And those opportunities just keep increasing for us. So a lot of intentionality is going into what we're doing with our teachers. Really quickly, these things are just, when we look at the whole picture, things that we're doing that's student-centered, achievement focus, and valuing everybody. Every month we have our core value program. We're focusing on a life skill that we want our kids to learn more about, and how can we apply that to everyday life. This morning we just celebrated for October, the core value was knowledge. So our staff members recommend a student to receive the certificate and award and have breakfast with me. We always have horse donuts. You can't go wrong with that. And so it's just a cool way to celebrate our students. And, we recognize around 24, 25 students a month. So multiply that by the months that we're in school, and we are recognizing probably a third of our students just by this program. So we're really excited for that. Every week we have staff members that write successes of students, and we call them our star cards, and we read those every Friday on the announcements, and it's a nice way to recognize students for the things that they are doing at school and in their classroom. We already spoke about our rooftop garden and our partnership. That is in every elementary this year, and it's a great partnership that we have with our community. One thing that we haven't mentioned is our TBRI nurture groups and social groups that our student services team has put together. Early this year, we sent out a letter to all of our families with a menu of sorts of different social groups that we could offer, and anyone can sign up and be a part of those social groups. So we have a group that's called Tune Into Nature, and these are ran with our counselors and some support staff. We've got a girl group called Heart of Gold, and there's always a focus. So with Heart of Gold, they're talking about positive self-talk with these girls, and with another program we have, Buddy Building, they're focusing on listening and personal space. Some of those skills that as teachers, yes, we do, we do teach those things as well as the curriculum, but it's nice to team up the students with peers that are focusing on those specific social skills. So that's one thing that I've been really proud of our social services team in coming together and offering a menu of a variety of different groups that students can participate in, and we rotate. So, this 9 weeks it may be second and third grade groups, and then we just kind of rotate throughout the year to give as many kids as possible the chance to be with these small social groups. All right, we're wrapping up, friends. So next steps, what are we going to do next? Some of the things that we've targeted is attendance. How can we better attendance? There's been a lot of focus this year with some of the things that the state changed and mandated on attendance. And so it's been a focus for, I think, families. Also, at our school. So what can we do to improve attendance, and what sort of incentives can we offer? I've talked with our team at school, and then I've been talking to the other administrators on successes that they've had in their own personal schools and what we could possibly do moving forward. We're in the process of kind of revamping our house system. All elementaries have house systems, so I'm not going to, you're well aware of that. But one of the things we want to do is we're always looking at improvement. How can we get better? And so we're working on different things that we may want to implement or tweak to our house program just to make it the best opportunity for all students. I have already spoke about our instructional walks that we're going to start in a couple of months. And the last thing that I wanted to point out, which was interesting, is we had our staff took a TBRI survey a few days ago, and I was able to look at the results. And one of the things that it kind of spoke to as a next step for us in our TBRI journey is staff regulation. And so if you look at the basic needs, and this is something we're excelling with our kids, making sure if they need water, need something to drink, they get it. If they're hungry, we feed them, and engaging them in sensory breaks and movement breaks. We knock that out of the park. I don't know how many times a day we say, "Are you thirsty? Are you hungry?" That's just a basic human need, and something that with TBRI, it's at the forefront of everything we do. Well, when you look at our survey, so the people that are pouring into our students aren't pouring into their self. And that stuck out to me as, we have a phenomenal staff that really, truly care for students. And those people that pour so much into students aren't taking care of themselves. So we're going to work on that as a team to really make sure that our staff are taking care of their own needs. All right, I'm going to wrap up with this cuteness here, this popsicle party in preschool. So earlier I mentioned, thanks, Ms. Kim. Earlier I mentioned we talked about student retention and being very proud of the students that want to come to Lydia Middleton. If you look at the data, we have a lot of transfer students that are from other districts or shouldn't, go to another or should go to another elementary district. A large number of transfers. And so I reached out to a few families that were new to Lydia Middleton this year or last year to kind of wrap up my presentation. And I just wanted to take a moment to share with you a few things of what families, Lydia Middleton families, have said about our school. We are consistently impressed by the positive atmosphere and strong sense of community within the school. We absolutely love Lydia Middleton. From the very beginning, our children have been welcomed by caring and dedicated educators who truly value their students. The level of care and dedication at Lydia is truly unmatched. I didn't pay these people. I didn't prompt them on what to say. I just knew they were new to our school or even to our district. Lydia has made our transition to Madison so smooth. This is my third grader's third school and easily her favorite. And my kindergarten son would go to school on Saturdays if it were open. Aww. My wife and I can't wait to put our third child in Lydia to learn. All of you, I'm going to quote this. I want to say you all have something special going on between the way you teach and help each other to how the kids all seem happy. It's been such a wonderful transition, and everyone has made it easy and been so welcoming, not only to our boys, but to us. So I wanted to end by that because I know, it's not hard data, but it's what families are saying when they come to our school and our community and our district. And I think it's really it's something to be proud about with Madison schools, with Lydia Middleton, you know, to get a little bit personal. My 4 kids come to Lydia Middleton, and I'm not trying to be cheesy or anything, but my wife and I talk about it. It was the best thing that we've done for our kids. So I can't speak enough to what happens in those 3 floors every day. There's great things happening, and I thank you for allowing me the chance to share some of that with you tonight.
Well done. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. 25105 is the approval of the agenda of the November 5th, 2025 regular board meeting. 25106 is the approval of the minutes of the September 25th, 2025 work session and the October 1st, 2025 regular meeting. 25107 is approval of claims. 25108 is the approval of financial report. 25109 is the approval of construction payment, which are as follows. Koch Mechanical Incorporated, pay app 2261/1254-5, high school HVAC for $37,667.50. Second again to Koch Mechanical Incorporation for pay app number 2261/1254-7, high school HVAC $405,522.70. And the third is again to Koch Mechanical Incorporated, pay app 2261/1254-8, high school HVAC for $364,417.15. And the fourth is to Smith Associates, pay app 2024-044 MCP-8 MLEC, or MELEC, there we go, for $109,670.55. 25110 is approval of the personnel report. 25110.1 is the addenda of the personnel report. 25111 is the approval of grants and donations to the district, which are as follows. And again, this is to the district. Rory Corporation donated $500 to provide pumpkins for all of our MCS third grader students to purchase while visiting the Growing Minds Farm Stop and to learn about the community business. The second was the First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, donated $1,000 to the Growing Minds Farm Stop. This is a legacy gift from Dr. Connie Bevins, who left a legacy of helping children. She dedicated her life to early education, and the church is pleased to support the work of the Growing Minds Farm Stop. The third was the Goodman family / Madison Chemical Company Incorporated donated an ongoing supply of industrial grade food safe cleaning supplies to the kitchens detergents for the use at the Growing Minds Farm Stop. The next were donations to Lydia Milton. The Jefferson County Community Foundation donated $4,500 to be used for a rooftop sensory garden. This donation will enhance the current existing rooftop patio at Lydia Milton Elementary School to allow for better utilization space in small groups and classroom experiences. The addition of plants and other natural materials will offer both a calming effect as well as opportunities for learning. Next was to the Madison Junior High. German American Bank donated $950 to go toward the Makers benches and tables. Butler Dental PC donated $400 to be used to pay for the band for Makers Night. Dave O'Meara Contractor donated $500 to the archery team. Lytle Welty Funeral Home donated $100 to the archery team. B. Wright Auto Glass donated $100 to the archery team. Chandler Chevrolet donated $100 to the archery team. The Madison Moose Riders donated $100 to the archery team. The Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, number 765, donated $400 to the archery team. St. John United Methodist Church of Christ donated $100 to the archery team. And SEI Communications also donated $100 to the archery team. To the Madison Consolidated High School, Chris Lanthier and Tammy Hagmeyer donated $500 to be used for TBRI Nurture Group support. Metro Net Systems Holdings LLC donated $1,000 to the football team. North American Stainless donated $1,000 to the football team. And the NABIP/South Central Indiana chapter donated $100 to the choir program. 20,
Just say Connie Bivens was my kindergarten teacher at Lydia Middleton.
there you go. Oh, that's
She was wonderful.
fond memories. Nice. 25-112 is approval of field trips. We have an overnight field trip request from the FFA advisor Amanda Briggs to take 12 FFA students to Purdue University to participate in the state forestry contest on December 12th and 13th, 2025. We have an overnight field trip request from high school boys cross country coach Chris Sandlin to take 9 cross-country team members to compete in the IHSAA cross-country regionals in Shelbyville, Indiana, and that was on October 24th, 25th of 2025. We have an out-of-state field trip request from high school biology teachers Jeremy Huff and Shelby Green to take approximately 100 biology students to the Newport Aquarium on February 27th, 2026 in Newport, Kentucky. The students will learn about marine biology and topics in chemistry or the water cycle and plate tectonics. Was that right?
Yeah, but I've never heard
You're
of
Not,
good.
yeah, wasn't it? That's the teacher. Is that right, teacher?
It's a biology thing.
We have a request from high school soccer coach Marcus Hale to take 43 student junior high and high school girls soccer team members of the on Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, to attend the Louisville Racing Game in Louisville, Kentucky as a team bonding opportunity. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I recommend that the board approve with one motion and one vote the consent agenda items 25-105 through and including 25-112 as presented.
Thank you. Board, entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? See no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Do we have any, no public comments? Okay. We'll move on to the action agenda. 25-113 is the approval of supplemental pay resolution for teachers' contract. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, we're seeking approval of the supplemental pay resolution for the teacher contract. The resolution is authorizing MCS to pay the supplemental base salary payments to the teacher as we presented from negotiations. Asking for approval.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve 25-113.
I'll make a motion to approve 25-113.
Thank you. With a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
With a motion and second, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-113 is approved. Actually, I want some more shop right there. 25-115?
14.
Yeah, no, I was looking for 14. I don't see it. No,
You're right.
I'm right on.
So the 114 is approval to pay increase in retention stipends?
115.
Okay.
Okay. 25-115 is approval of pay increase and retention stipend for classified hourly, classified salaried administrators, certified salaried employees, and substitutes who meet the incentive criteria. Dr. Brown.
I'm recommending a 3.9% salary increase for all classified salary administrators and certified salary employees for the 2025-26 school year. I'm also recommending a 4.5% average for all classified hourly. The range is 2% to 9%. We increase the scale 75 cents, which results in this range. I'm also recommending a $1,200 retention stipend for all employee groups who were employed January 1 of 2025 and are still employed on November 15, 2025. These salary increases are consistent with the increases being provided to teachers in the bargaining unit, and this would be effective July 1, 2025. For substitute teachers, I'm recommending that we increase the daily rates to the following amounts effective November 17, 2025, which would be the beginning of the next pay cycle. So for a high school diploma, the 24-25 rate was $97.50, looking at the new rate being $105 a day. For an associate's degree, it was $105, moving that to $120, and for a bachelor's degree, moving it from $120 to $150. So asking for the approval of the pay increases as presented.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve 25-115
Make a motion, we approve 25-115.
and a second.
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? think on behalf of the board, we do appreciate all of our substitute teachers. We know it's a moving target every day, but we appreciate all the effort that goes into that. And I think by this proposed rates, it shows that we do appreciate their time, because we certainly couldn't operate without them. So we thank them. Anybody else? No other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-115 is approved. That was actually.
That should have been 14.
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be 14.
Yeah,
This
and that
is
was actually 25-114. So
Gotcha.
25-115 is approval to purchase a school bus. Dr. Brown,
Yeah, I'm seeking permission to purchase a bus from Midwest Transit Equipment in the amount of $182,344.
entertain a motion to approve 25-115.
I'll make a motion to approve 25-115, approval to purchase bus.
Thank you. A second, please.
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of 25-115 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-115 is approved. 25-116 is a first reading of revised MCS policies. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, bylaw 0142, the election eligibility to serve. Bylaw 0144.1, compensation. Bylaw 0167.2, executive session. Policies 3220, staff evaluation. 3220.01, teacher appreciation grants. 3231, outside activities of staff. 4162, drug and alcohol testing of CDL holders and other employees who perform safety-sensitive functions. 5462, retaking a class. 6320, purchasing. 7440.01, electronic monitoring and recording. 7455, accounting system for capital assets. 7540.02, digital content and accessibility. 8121, personal background checks, contracted services. 8405, environmental health and safety issues, indoor air quality, animals in the classroom, idling vehicles on school property. Policy 8452, automated external defibrillators. Policy 8462, child abuse and neglect, and 8500, food service program. This is the first reading of the revised policies, so no actions required.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. And 25-117.
Policy 5350, student suicide awareness and prevention. Again, this is a first reading of a replacement policy, therefore no actions required.
Thank you. 25-118 is approval of Parent Square renewal for the 2025-2026 school year. Dr. Brown.
I'm seeking approval of the Parent Square renewal for the 25-26 school year in the amount of $15,858.96. This is a slight increase in cost due to the increased enrollment, which is a good problem.
Yes, absolutely. We'll deal with that anytime, right?
Yeah.
Seek a motion to approve 25-118.
I'll make a motion to approve 25-118.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
With a motion and seconds, or any discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of 25-118 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-118 is approved. 25-119, approval of Parent Square attendance plus addition for the 2025-2026 school.
Yeah, I'm seeking approval of the Parent Square attendance plus addition for the 2025-26 school year and a prorated agreement beginning January 2026 through October 31, 2026, in the amount of $7,070. This is a new product from Parent Square that aligns with our MTSS system. It manages attendance for each student individually. At the renewal time, it will be added to our communications platform for one agreement for an annual renewal based on our annual student enrollment numbers at approximately $8.98 per student. This aligns with our strategic goal of improving attendance, aligns with state-required attendance tracking, and it aligns with our MTSS systems, which are our intervention systems. So asking for approval of that additional platform.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve 25-119.
I'll make a motion, we approve 25-119.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-119 is approved. 25-120, approval of procurement agreement between Wilson Education Center and MCS. Dr. Brown.
I'm recommending the board approve the procurement agreement between the Wilson Educational Center and MCS. The Wilson Educational Center is a recognized education service provider. It offers procurement services to educational institutions. It allows us to save money to purchase from them. So asking for approval.
Entertain a motion to approve 25-120.
I make a motion to approve 25-120.
With a motion, is there a second, please?
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? See no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? 25-120 is approved. 25-121, approval of agreement with Job Ready 360. Dr. Brown.
I'm recommending the board approve the agreement with Job Ready 360 in the amount of $3,176.25. Job Ready 360 is a comprehensive cloud-based platform designed to streamline and enhance essential career readiness initiatives across our district. It provides a centralized system for managing, tracking, and reporting on critical student progress and program requirements. Specifically, the complete suite integrates 3 core functions: work-based learning, which manages student internships, mentorships, and employer partnerships; college and career readiness, which helps students track individual career pathways, explore occupations, and complete necessary readiness assessments; and career technical education, which simplifies compliance reporting, program management, and performance data collection for all CTE courses. We request approval to purchase with grant funds the complete Job Ready 360 software suite to ensure our students have robust, unified access to modern career preparation tools, leading to improved outcomes and administrative efficiency in all of our related programs.
Very good. Entertain a motion to approve 25-121.
I'll make a motion to approve 25-121.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. With a motion and second, is there any discussion? See no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-121 is approved. 25-122 is the approval to declare science equipment obsolete and no further use to the corporation. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I recommend the board declare the following items from MCHS Science Department obsolete and of no further use to the corporation: a hot plate, oven heater, large incubator, small incubator, 30 old microscopes, 10 Bunsen burners, a demonstration lamp, gas chromatograph, I don't know, glass slide projector, universal timer, my favorite, bag with strap full of random things, 3 cords, Kodak projector, 2 cassette players, interface equipment, video cassette recorder, and an old projector. Don't make me say that again.
Ladies, staff? All right, anybody interested? You good? Okay. All right.
Probably want the bag full of random
Bag full of
things.
random things, yeah. Yeah, that would make one nervous, wouldn't it? All righty. Entertain a motion to approve 25-122.
Make a motion, we approve 25-122.
Thank you. And a second, please.
Second.
With a motion and second, is there any discussion? See no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-122 is approved. 25-123, approval to deed parcel 39-04-09-441-006.000-005 to Lancaster Township. Dr. Brown. That's a lot.
I recommend the board declare parcel number 39-04-09-441-006.000-005 to Lancaster Township as presented.
Can
This
somebody
parcel is
repeat that
located
number?
next to, this parcel is located next to DuPont Elementary School.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve 25-123
I'll make a motion to approve 25-123.
and a second, please.
I'll second.
With a motion and second, is there any discussion? See no discussion, all in favor of 25-123 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-123 is approved. 25-124 is the approval to purchase classroom interactive boards and Chrome boxes. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I recommend the board approve the purchase of the following classroom interactive boards and Chrome boxes: 35 new line 75-inch 4K Google certified interactive panels to replace 35 Promethean boards that are nearing the end of life. This purchase includes installation of the new boards as well as disposal of the older boards. We would purchase these from Riverside Technologies, Inc. The total cost for the interactive panels will be $76,347.25. We would also like to purchase 115 Chrome boxes to replace the end-of-life computers that are connected to some of our newer Promethean boards. The older computers are running slow and will no longer receive security updates after this year. These will be purchased from Electronic Strategies, Inc. The total cost for the Chromeboxes will be $64,311.45. All of the money will come from the 2025 technology budget, which was reduced 20%.
Yes.
You didn't know.
But he's doing a very good job managing it, so we'll give him credit for that. Need to entertain a motion to approve 25-124.
I'll make a motion, we approve 25-124.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. With the motion and a second, is there any discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of 25-124 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-124 is approved. 25-125, approval to purchase uniforms from UniFirst Corporation. Dr. Brown.
I recommend the board approve the 5-year UniFirst Corporation uniform contract for maintenance grounds employees and welding and diesel teachers in the amount of $22,633.20. This contract is projected to save at least $11,676.45 annually compared to the 2024 expenditures.
Very good. Entertain a motion to approve 25-125.
Make a motion to approve 25-125.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? See no discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-125 is approved. 25-126 is approval of letter of engagement with Policy Analytics Incorporated, LLC. I'm sorry, Dr. Brown.
I recommend the board approve the letter of engagement with Policy Analytics LLC in the amount of $20,000, which will be paid from bond proceeds. Policy Analytics LLC will assist us with Senate Bill 1, cash flow parcel level analysis. So asking for approval.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve 25-126.
I make a motion to approve 25-126.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
With the motion and second, is there any discussion? See no discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-126 is approved. 25-127 is approval for Madison Consolidated Schools to request to join the Southeastern Career Center. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I'm seeking permission for Madison Consolidated Schools to join the Southeastern Career Center. This is a conversation we've been having for a while, and so asking for approval to seek that opportunity.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve 25-127.
I make a motion, we approve 25-127.
Thank you. And a second?
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, is there any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to thank Lori, Kevin Fry, isn't it Kevin Fry? Brandon Fry, excuse me, Ronnie Lawhead, and especially Dr. Brown. We have been discussing this for quite a while now. We probably shouldn't have ever gotten out, but we did, and I'm glad that we're getting back in so that we can provide more opportunities for our students.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Well said. Anyone else? See no further discussion. Everyone in favor of approval of 25-127 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 25-127 is approved. And 25-128, approval of the revised statement of benefits. Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I'm requesting approval of the revised statement of benefits, which includes step changes for hourly employees and 3 additional holidays for the year-round 260-day employees of Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, unless we use it for a snow makeup day, in which case it would not be a day off that year, and Juneteenth. So asking for approval of those changes.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve 25-128.
I'll make a motion to approve 25-128.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. With a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of approving 25-128 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 25-128 is approved. We'll now move on to reports and our outstanding student representative, Savannah Hall. Welcome, Savannah.
Thank you. I'd like to start off before the report. Thank you to the Lydia staff for giving that presentation. I'm honestly kind of jealous of your kids that get all these incredible opportunities, and I think that being able to see some of that stuff, especially at the 3rd grade day with the farm stuff, I thought it was really cool to see how much like it's benefiting the kids. So I thought that was really cool. And then onto the reports. Congratulations to the Cubs football team for rounding off the season with the sectionals game on Halloween. Some upcoming sports in November are high school girls and boys wrestling, high school girls and boys basketball, and junior high boys and girls basketball. FFA Skillathon high school team placed 11th in the state competition on October 11th and only missed advancing to nationals by 2 places. Michael Briggs placed 25th individual out of over 1,000 judges. The junior high team also did well for their first time at state. And then the upcoming school musical, Mean Girls High School edition, is on November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And we hope to see a bunch of the students and community show up to all these upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. Is there any public? No public comments, and we'll move on to the board comments. Mr. Scott.
I would also like to thank Trent and the Liddy Milton staff for their presentation. But I would like to single out Katie and Missy. You know, particularly with Katie in sharing the young gal who passed the eye read. It made me think, you know, I don't think within the Madison School Corporation we need any government agency to remind us that no child should be left behind. We make sure that no child is left behind on our own. And I feel like that was the perfect example of that. So kudos for everything that is going on at Lydia Milton. I certainly know my 2 grandsons have been and will continue to be well taken care of. With regards to the new teacher contract, I think ever since Dr. Brown has been our superintendent, the teachers have been rewarded either with a pay increase, a stipend, or both. And I think that says an awful lot to her, particularly when I sat in the auditorium that first day of school. And not surprising, the message was bleak, but with Senate Bill 1, she just flat out said, I don't think or don't see where we're going to be able to give anything. And yet you saw tonight what we were able to do. So that's truly amazing. And what I like about it is it's real easy to say that we appreciate our staff and our leaders and stuff. But just words don't help pay bills or take the kids out to eat. Money does. So thank you, Dr. Brown and the leadership team, for coming up with a way to bless the good people that we have employed at Madison Schools.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mrs. Yancey.
Well, I'm going to kind of echo some of that. Thank you to Liddy Milton and the staff, Mr. Whaley, all of you for coming and sharing with us tonight. I say this every time. That's, you know, it's one of my favorite parts. I think the true excitement is seeing the excitement in you guys coming in, sharing that, and the results and the hard work you guys are putting in, because the data that we're seeing, the things that we see that you guys are doing, the fun things, like I'm like Savannah, I'm ready to come back to elementary school and do some of the fun things you are doing. But not only that you're providing these fun activities for the kids, but what they're getting out of it. It's truly remarkable, and we thank you all for your hard work, and not just, you know, the teachers and the staff, but, you know, all the way through the district, the hard work that you guys have put in each year, and it just keeps getting better and better. So thank you so much for that. And then about the teacher contracts, you know, I was on the committee. Of course, David and I just show up. We get a little bit earlier that night, but you know, the true work it was what Dr. Brown and her staff have done to be able to, you know, give raises, because like Mike said, we, you know, really didn't think that this was going to be possible this year. But one thing that I did say at the work session, and I'd like to say again, is thanks to our staff, because one of the things that also made that possible was the cuts that Dr. Brown and her staff did, but also 75 new students, which brings in more money. And I know Dr. Brown, has expressed to you guys about, you know, increasing our student population was going to be able to help us with raises. So we thank you for going out and showing our community what the great things that we're doing here, and increasing our student population. So thanks to you for helping do that also.
Thank you, Joey. Well said. David?
I have to follow all that. That makes it hard and stuff. So once again, thank you to all of you guys for your presentation. Just wanting to throw it out there. I do have some connections if you guys need help with duck eggs or anything like that, so reach out to me. And then I also wanted just to bring up that I know FFA at the high school, they've started doing the vertical gardening. I personally have not seen it, but that might be something that you guys can look at as well. But I really like the thinking of outside the box, you know, with the sensory rooftop garden. You know, so many people would probably just look at that project and say, well, we can't do anything. But you guys thought outside the box, you know, going on the roof. So great job. And that's what it takes, you know, being creative, thinking outside the box. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave. I too would like to thank you all for being here tonight. Your presentation was outstanding. For about 9 months, I was a school resource officer, and Lydia was one of my schools. You know, I don't want everybody to think, you know, you come in to give us a presentation and, you know, everything you guys are truly awesome. When I would walk the hallways, I would be able to listen into your rooms, eavesdrop a little bit, I guess. But what you presented here tonight is the real deal. You guys really, truly love and care about these kids, and that means so much to them and their family and to our community. So we truly appreciate. So again, what you've seen here tonight is what you really get. These people are really the true heroes of our community, and we thank you very much. Dr. Brown.
Yeah. So just starting off, thank you, Mr. Whaley and the Lydia team. I'm very proud of you. You know, as I'm listening to you tell your story, tell our story, right? The fact that you're using words like intentional and interventions and student level data, and you're passionate about what you're doing, and you're having these professional conversations on a regular basis, and you're getting into each other's classrooms, and you're modeling and mentoring, and all of those things are just incredible. It just speaks to my teacher soul, and I'm just so proud of you to hear the things that you're doing for our kids. You're intentional, you're persistent, you're relentless, you're focused. I couldn't ask for anything more. So thank you for sharing that information tonight, and more importantly, for what you do every day. And also thank you, Mandy, for being here and the work your team did with us. Again, we just really enjoy working with all of you. You're just amazing. And a shout out to the team at Central. You know, the people behind all the work that's happening that we're talking about, and you know, when we're talking about curriculum mapping, and we're talking about data, and we're talking about instructional strategies and professional development and coaches, all of those things fall under the people that are here, that are in that back row that try to hide during these meetings. But they're the ones doing this work. And, you know, Janet and Sean, Danica and Shannon and the finance team, the work they did for negotiations, incredible. We had daily meetings for about 2 weeks just looking at what we could do. They put an incredible amount of time behind that just to be able to come up with those numbers, and really worked hard on it. Lori, the work that she's doing with the counselors and CTE now, just incredible. Ashley put out the district correspondent yesterday. I read that last night again, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's just like telling our story and getting it out there. Incredible. Appreciate everything she does. Tara is like my right arm, my left arm, my right brain, my left brain, and sometimes more than that even. She does incredible work with our special populations, and I definitely need her guidance on a daily basis. So appreciate the team here today from Central, because it takes all of us for sure to get this work done. And then Jay back there in the corner. Today is National Redhead Day, so we definitely want to make sure we call out thank you to Jay for all he does around here with facilities. He's on top of things, and you know, it's not an easy job. There's a lot that goes into that, so I appreciate that. And of course, my Pamela, who I would leave today if she left with me. I will not stay another day without Pamela. She's everything. So winter sports are beginning, and I want to remind everybody about that. Also, Maker's Night happened just recently at the junior high. It was very successful, as well as the Frankenstein play. I got to see that at the high school. The kids did a fabulous job, and as Savannah shared, Mean Girls is coming up in a couple of weeks, and then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the beginning of December. So I think that's going to be super cool to take the little kids to see. Also, want to thank our board for doing what's right for our kids appreciating our staff, doing what's right for them as well. Certainly our salary increases and stipends, and supporting me. I couldn't do this job without you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And we have an email going out to staff in about 1 minute, at 7:30, I said it, explaining what happened tonight, the action you took. So I'm looking forward to them finding out that they have some additional funds coming their way very soon. So appreciate that. Thanksgiving is coming, as you know. We're off the week of November 24th. So I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. That's all I've got.
Very good. Thank you so much. We'd like to remind our Lydia Milton staff, if you do have any openings for your yoga rooftop class, I think maybe the board should come down and participate, no?
I'm not that flexible.
I'll come watch you, John. I'll come watch John.
We'll just cancel that appointment. There will be a work session on Thursday, December 4th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Next regular board meeting will be December 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Wish everybody a blessed and great Thanksgiving. Entertain a motion to approve, or to adjourn. Yeah. I'll take a motion to approve the adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
And a second. Motion second, we are adjourned.